We're midway through 11.24, so it's time to update you guys on the new trends and how the meta is shaping out. With the help of our challenger players and using the most up-to-date stats, we strive to bring you guys the most accurate tier list for the majority of elos. But before we get into it, be sure to check out SkillCapped if you want to truly get better at League of Legends. We're the only service that offers a money-back guarantee if you don't climb at least 5 divisions while actively using our service. We do this because our service really does work, and if it doesn't work for you, you shouldn't pay. Learn more at the end of this video or click the link in the description below. Alright, let's get into it. Starting off in the top lane, we have seen a nice uptick in power for certain Conqueror users, most notably Riven. It wasn't too long ago when Gore and Conqueror were nerfed in the same patch, which left Riven in a mediocre state. Since then, Riven got a direct buff, while Gore and Conqueror were buffed back up as well. It's almost as if Riven is back in the exact same spot, and none of these changes accomplished anything. If you're looking for a strong solo carry top, then Riven is back in a great S tier spot for 11.24. Tank top laners are proving to offer the best carry power in preseason, and Malphite is being heavily slept on. The Frostfire nerfs this patch have been less impactful than anticipated. Winter's Approach Edition has given Malphite an edge up as the item synergizes extremely well with his kit. The mana issues Malphite runs into is easily solved by Winter's Approach. Shield on Fimbul Winter is so easy to proc since Malphite Q is a point-and-click spell. With lethal tempo users in meta like Jax, Tryndamere, and Yone, Mal is the absolute perfect pick to shut them down. E attack speed slow does a superb job at nullifying those auto-reliant champions, so at the very least Malphite should be in your champion pool as a counterpick. Mid-patch Malphite will be placed in OP tier for 11.24. Taking a look at the complete top lane tier list, we have Shen, Tom, Mundo, and Malphite as the 4 OP picks of the patch. As a result of the Frostfire and Sunfire buffs from 11.23, these tank picks have climbed a cut above everyone else. Camille nerfs are exactly what we needed to see the champion finally pushed out of OP tier. Riot did a good job at bringing her in line with the majority of picks as she finds a spot in A tier. Top lane Uxin is one to watch at the moment as he has a really interesting new setup going around that we will share with you guys tomorrow. Believe it or not, Conqueror is actually outperforming Lethal Tempo now on picks like Jax and Aurelia. Lethal was nerfed while Conk saw buffs in 11.24, which is why this has transpired. Our top 3 low elo recommendations include Teemo, Mundo, and Nasus. The highest priority bans for the current meta are Malphite, Teemo, and Tahm Kench. First Strike Talon has skyrocketed in popularity over the past few patches and is an amazing carry option. If you're still running Predator or Conqueror, then definitely drop them for First Strike. What makes the page so lethal is Talon's ability to accelerate into an extremely quick Ghost Blade spike. The gold from First Strike combined with Futures Market and Magical Footwear are way too good. If you like playing a fast-paced snowbally jungler, then there's few better than Talon as he's a high-value S-tier option. Tank junglers are flying under the radar for preseason, and Zac is definitely one of them. Less reliance on early crab is absolutely perfect for Zac, as he would much rather full clear and get a few levels in E. Spam ganking overextended laners is where Zac excels, so not having to contest crab has enabled him to focus on his strengths. Of course, Sunfire and Frostfire buffs have been leading factors to his rise as well. If you're looking to slingshot your way up the ranked ladder in 11.24, Zac is a serious contender to make that happen, as he's a very respectable S-tier pickup. The OP tier for jungle consists of Nunu, Vi, Warwick, and Viego. As a result of the Lethal Tempo and Conqueror changes, the runes are on very similar power levels. For champs like Warwick and Trundle, who can thrive with both options, look to switch things up depending on enemy compositions. PTA is going to work best into squishier champs, as the damage proc will help you burst faster, while Lethal Tempo is strong into bruisers or tanks, where you'll need to take extended fights to win out. Low econ junglers like Nunu, Zac, and Rammus are being overlooked by most players right now, as they have been impacted way less by the Scuttle Crab nerfs. They're all easy and effective tank junglers who have no issue providing something useful for their team game in and game out. The best picks to escape low elo the fastest are Warwick, Trundle, and Nunu, while our top 3 bans for 11.24 are Graves, Vi, and Viego. Yone and Yasuo mains had a nice little run with how overtuned Lethal Tempo was, but have come back down to earth in 11.24. Lethal remains the go-to rune choice, but the champions' power level have taken a decent hit due to the nerfs. A minor alteration to their tier list placements are in order as we move the brothers into A tier. Another notable adjustment to mid lane is moving Vladimir down the tier list. Predator was offering Vlad such amazing strength in previous patches, so as a result of the nerf, his power level has taken a hit. Another factor to consider is the Cosmic Drive nerfs, which have negatively impacted Vlad as well. Cosmic was so strong for Vlad, it was being purchased as a rush item, so the nerfs were definitely warranted. By no means is the champion terrible, but his time in S tier has come to an end, as Vlad shifts down to A for 11.24. The mid lane meta is coming together much like we anticipated, as Kassadin reigns supreme alongside Lux and Anivia. Archangel buffs have been massive for Cass and Anivia, who were already in great spots before the changes. As expected, Victor has seen a decent chunk of power chopped off due to the Cosmic Drive and Crown of the Shattered Queen nerfs. Considering Vic was an absolute godlike pick before the nerfs, his relative strength remains high and has only dropped to S tier. Overall, continue to abuse Victor if you've been having success. One Archangel mid who everyone forgets about in Zilean has been loving the recent mage changes. We'll go more in depth on the pick in tomorrow's video, as his strength in relation to popularity just doesn't add up. A few mid laners who will bring you the most success in the lower elos are Lux, Malzahar, and Annie. Most ban-worthy mids for the meta include Victor, Kassadin, and Lux. The stars have aligned for Vayne this preseason, as her current power level is the highest it's been in years. Core build is amazing, support meta is perfect, lethal tempo was buffed, objective bounties are insane. There have been so many changes that in conjunction have made Vayne the OP pick she is. If anything, the 11.24 lethal tempo adjustments were net positive, as Vayne's win rate continues to rise patch after patch. Plain and simple, if you're an ADC main, then Vayne should be extremely high priority for 11.24. Bot lane has been very quiet for the most part midway through the patch, as we lack any major alterations. With Vayne in a godlike state, she deserves to stand alone in the OP tier, so we have shifted Jinx, Jhin, and Kog'Maw down into S tier. Samira buff didn't hit the mark in terms of increasing her overall power level. Even with Samira's ultimate mana cost being removed, she continues to perform a cut below most other marksmen and is placed in B tier. Caitlyn buff has been pretty neutral and hasn't led to a drastic sway in strength, so she remains a solid S tier pickup. Vayne, Misfortune, and Jinx are our 3 low elo recommendations of the patch, while Vayne, Ezreal, and Jinx are all great ban choices. One support garnering a ton of attention by pro players who's an OP pick for 11.24 is Lux. It's not just your standard Lux though, as the majority of players are running the new rune First Strike. The build is a Crown of the Shattered Queen rush, so it's all about abusing the recently added items and runes. With Lux E, it's very easy to consistently proc First Strike in lane. Play around brush control and focus on poking the enemy ADC when they're going for a last hit. By doing this, your hit rate on E will be in the top percentile, allowing you to stack a ton of gold from First Strike. If you duo up with an ADC main who can play Kate, Jinx, or Jhin, then the kill power you have in lane is really insane. Feels like we haven't had a considerable shakeup to the support meta in a while now. As a result, we'll keep it short and sweet with our update. Soraka, Nami, Lux, and Maokai are the best carries for the state of the meta. Blitz will be dropping into S tier, as the Even Shroud nerfs, coupled with Predator being hit, has propelled him down a notch. Nautilus is another support feeling the effects of the Even Shroud nerf, so we'll be moving him from S down to A. Enchanters are absolutely dominating solo queue, as Soraka, Lux, Nami, Lulu, and Sona are all highly valuable pickups. Our top 3 for low elo are Soraka, Lux, and Zyra, while the best bans are Nami, Blitzcrank, and Lux. Alright guys, before we wrap this up, let's tell you a little more about SkillCapped. So, we offer a 5-division rank up guarantee, and think that's a pretty crazy thing to offer. It's like a gym membership guaranteeing you'll get ripped. Your local gym would go bust if they offered that, right? Not us. We've offered this for years because our service really does work. It works so well, in fact, that we're able to produce by far the largest catalog of premium league guides on the internet. We add over 20 videos a week, with over 1,600 guides curated into over 100 courses no one can compare. We've also sent challenger players into Elo Hell 714 times and counting, where they commentate how to carry live. They also respond to all questions asked. Sign up today for as little as $4.99 a month if you are serious about improving. And that's going to conclude our quick update on the tier list midway through 11.24. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we will see you back soon.